Eric Davis is in there and doing a big job for the Reds lately, Jim.
Oh boy, is he. 425 over the last 12 games, 6 home runs.
A month ago today, Eric Davis hit his second home run of the year. Now he's in double figures. And by the way, that home run 1 month ago today came on a night in Cincinnati right after Davey Johnson had been fired, when Ojeda and Browning battled, and the Reds were 2-1 winners in that ball game hours after Johnson had left town. And he got it away from Davis for his second strikeout. An easy 1-2-3 for Bob Ojeda. And in a moment, the Mets on a roll to the plate at home. It's a 2-2 start with a save. He's been in the bullpen some this year. On the DL earlier with a pulled thigh muscle, and now back as a starter. Not much heat from this guy. He'll nibble around the plate all night, try to keep hitters off balance.
Fastballs on the corner, changeup when he's behind, big curveball when he's ahead in the count. Occasional slider. Then he's working on one of those circle changeups. That's he's going to throw against left-handed batters.
A chopper to short. Larkin, nice charge with a throw on the run. Going the other way, possible extra bases. Charging is Hatcher around first. Jeffries to second. They've got a shot, and he is out by plenty.
Yeah, Eric Gregg with the call. Tell you what, bad base running, no chance at all. That'll end the first.
A scoreless first in New York. For the Reds, Hatcher, Larkin, and Davis have gone in order. Billy Hatcher in left, Barry Larkin at short, and center fielder Eric Davis all gone in the first inning. Here in the second, it'll be Chris Sable leading off at third base with Len Braggs to follow in right field, and Al Morris, the first baseman. Mariano Duncan at second base batting seventh. Joe Oliver, the catcher, followed by Rick Mahler. And Sabo back to live action, taking one upstairs for ball one. Sabo was to hit third tonight. Lou Piniella made a late start and put him in the cleanup spot. And why not? 16 home runs with more power than he's ever hit for at any level of professional baseball. Most homers he's ever had in the pros, 12 in the minors.
Exactly 16. You can see the numbers. Boy, what a year. And right now, this is the most valuable player on this ball club. I'll point to anybody in the National League. Red Sox Reds getting off to a great start. It would be Chris Sabo.
He drives one to left field. Our carry-on, though, no problem in front of the warning track. Bob Ojeda with 37 strikeouts on the year, 19 walks, including his 2 Ks in the first inning, and there's another one. Al Morris has reached safely 9 times in his last 13 trips. Another strikeout. This one a call. Third strike. He's got 4 in 2 innings. And Bobby Ojeda's retired 6 in a row. The Tower of Power leads off in the second inning. He makes this club go. Harold Strawberry. Look out here. 3-1 against a non-power pitcher. And there it goes. Left center. 1-0 New York. The Mets continue their trend of scoring early in ball games, and more often than not, number 18 is right in the middle of it.
Certainly is. 17th home run on the year. Now it's 9 in the last 18 games. Well, you just don't want to go 3-1. You brought up a good point. You want to be ahead and been able to throw Strawberry balls. 3-1, you got to throw him a strike.
Well, Rick Mahler told me in the clubhouse tonight, Jim, that Strawberry's the one he fears the most in the lineup. And you get a funny feeling when you see Mahler go 3-1 on Strawberry that trouble's about to happen for Cincinnati.
Rick is not the type of pitcher that's going to shut you out.
1-2 to Johnson. Big looping breaking ball and chopped in front of the mound. No play. And it's plays like that that drive Mahler crazy because he had the pulled thigh muscle earlier this year. And after hurting it initially, he aggravated it on a chopper just like that at Wrigley Field off the bat of Ryan Sandberg. You're not going to see him throw out hitters on choppers like this with that injury.
Well, also the swinging bunt, you recoil if you're the pitcher, and then that's like if you told Howard Johnson, hey, can you just shovel it out there? Where do you want it to stop? He would have said just about there. Base hit. Nice hitting, Howard.
A guy hitting .231 will take a few of those. Mets have swiped 49 this year. Lou Pinella's team, of course, number 3 in the league with 96 steals. Hojo goes. The throw is in time, but safe. A great pickup by Duncan, but Johnson must have snuck in under the glove.
Yeah, great throw from Joe Oliver, too. I think, but it does not erase the good jump of Howard Johnson. Let's take another look. See if he was safe or out. Yeah, good call by Eric Gregg. We saw Barry Larkin have to bring his glove up to catch the short hop, and you'll see Howard Johnson's hand just slip under there. This is 14 out of 17. Not too many power hitters can run like that. I'm not saying it's the best angle for Eric, but it looked like from the other angle he was safe.
A shot to right center. Over to get it, Eric Davis. Runners will be at first and third or at second. Now they've got Carry-On hung up and nobody's covering first, and he goes back safely. Well, they started the season throwing out 14% of the runners. But now the catchers with cannons have been doing the job all year long. You won't find the Mets catchers up among that group for a while because of their bad start.
Well, yeah, 13.5% earlier in the year. Sasser lately has been thrown out almost 40%.
Another line drive to left field. Hatcher will catch it. Johnson tags, and New York leads 2-0.
Just building offensive momentum. To Mackey Sasser, want to hit. That's just a, if nobody's on, Bob, that's just a fly. That's a fly ball out. When you get the offensive machine rolling, you saw the numbers earlier, they're averaging over 7 runs a game the last couple of weeks. If you're Lou Piniella, this is very painful. Mahler, not a strikeout pitcher. You want him to get some runs early so he can hang on.
All-speed delivery, hit up the middle. They'll have to hurry for 2. Quick pivot by Larkin. Got him. Nice stretch by Hal Morris at first base on the 4-6-3. But the Mets get 2 with Strawberry's homer getting it started. And it's 2-0. He gets a chopper over the mound by Mariano Duncan. Charged and thrown out by Kevin Elster. 7 straight retired by Bob Ojeda. Dana DeMuth, along with Jerry Crawford, Eric Gregg, and Doug Harvey, your umpiring crew. Harvey, by the way, approaching his 4th decade of umpiring in the National League.
Boy, you got to be a patient man. Eric Gregg, just out of some rehab, has always had a weight problem. I ran into him, not literally, and he said, "Good for you. Did you get my book?" I said, "What's the name of it, Eric?" And he said, "Life at the Plate." He said, "There's a double meaning." And he said, "You can take it literally. Home plate with a fork or whatever." But what a nice man. We wish him well. Constant battle with his weight.
And there's the first Cincinnati base hit. A shot to left field from Joe Oliver. So the number 8 man gets something going for the Reds with Rick Mahler coming up.
You know, some ball clubs play better on turf. It's just off the cuff, you would say Cincinnati Reds, with their outstanding speed, rather face them on grass. You're more confident if you're a pitcher.
To the left side, should be a couple. Jeffries the pivot, and it goes 5-4-3. The Reds are gone in the 3rd, and with a 2-0 lead, Bob Ojeda has faced the minimum 9 hitters. To watch baseball on ESPN here in New York. 3rd inning coming up. New York on top of Cincinnati 2-0. Rick Mahler's been hit pretty well by the Mets so far. He faces his counterpart, Bob Ojeda, in the 3rd. There's the 2 for 20 Jim alluded to. A career 123 hitter. And a line drive out to Billy Hatcher.
Jose Rio, in our picture, he has been disabled. He's had trouble with his right shoulder the entire year. We saw him the first game we did this year down in Atlanta. Coming out of spring training, abbreviated spring training, so he will go on the disabled list and maybe get that shoulder well.
And a one-out walk to Miller. Speaking of the disabled list, we mentioned earlier that Rick Mahler had been on the DL. Another Reds pitcher profited from a visit to the disabled list when Danny Jackson came up injured. They decided to rest him for a couple of weeks and put him on the disabled list, and he came back okay, as did Mahler. Runner goes again, pitches up and away, and it's ball 4. A rather nondescript sign for ball 4 by Jerry Crawford, so everybody on the infield was keyed in on the play at second base, which was meaningless. Runners at first and second, one out.
I imagine that Joe Oliver didn't know either, because otherwise he would not have risked the throw.
There's a shot to the left side. Sabo knocks it down to second for one. No chance at first, and that's the second out of the inning. But a very good play by Sabo at the hot corner.
2 times in a row. That ball rifled to left field by Jeffrey Sabo. You got to give him a lot of guts even to get in front of it. Duncan, former shortstop, thinks he may have a chance. Jeffrey just runs too well. Sets it up for Strawberry. So Rick Mahler knows one mistake, it's 5-0, or maybe 4-0. He's out of the ball game, and maybe physically and emotionally the Reds are out of the game.
Pete Miller at third. Jeffries at first with 2 down. 2-2 pitch. Popped him up left side. Sabo in foul territory. And Rick Mahler gets out of a potential big jam in the third. Billy Hatcher leads off for Cincinnati. Up the middle. Hit number 2 for the Reds, and now 2 of their last 3 have reached successfully. And what a story this guy's been.
Billy Hatcher, if you ask Lou Piniella what he does with his team, speed, depth, and versatility. Do a lot of things.
And he was the man who kept this ball club in many respects going during the injury to Eric Davis. The Reds did not hit for any power during that time. It was all speed and defense.
Well, you're looking at speed and defense right here. Great average coming in, 324 starting tonight. Was hitting third. It kind of flip-flopped in some ways. Sabo led off early in the year.
68 steals between the top 4 hitters in the lineup. Hatcher, Larkin, Davis, and Sabo. And you can see by that graphic he's been very consistent. Just not susceptible to the slump. The Reds lead the league in hitting at 275 as a club. Joe Oliver icing the outside of his right eye.
Joe Oliver, Ken Griffey,
senior.
I keep wanting to throw the junior in there.
Well, he would be flattered, because he says right now that I was never the player that my young son already is.
I don't want to argue with him, but he was, maybe he did not have the power. There's Eric Davis. Hot as he is, he can hardly wait to get up there. But Ken Griffey, senior, outstanding player, just didn't have as long a swing. A little bit better base runner, better average hitter. Larkin is just very, very content hitting the ball where it's pitched. That's why you don't see a lot of home runs, only 2 on the season.
There's the high tops that he wears instead of the ankle braces. Into the hole, over to get it, Elster. Getting his man, Hatcher at second base, 6-4 on the fielder's choice. With the runner going, Davis had a good rip and fouled it back. Count goes full, and the way Lou Piniella's been playing things this year with 96 steals already, you've got to figure those runners will be moving anytime it's 3-2.
Yeah, they're not going to steal on Ojeda. If you're Bud Harrelson, you love to have a left-hander like Ojeda who holds runners on well. But they will try to put runners in motion to maybe get the defense in motion also.
Runner moving, strikeout, throw to second, into center field, and over to third base goes Larkin with a steal and an error on Sasser. Here's Sabo, fly to left his first time up. Opportunity for him to drive home, number 43. Reds could use the 2-out hit and let the Mets know that they're not going to stay off the scoreboard into the late innings here.
What's going to happen, a ball in the hole, similar to what Larkin hit, and when you got the force at second, no longer will be a force. It's a little more difficult for the defense. You know that with a runner on third versus second, you got to make a play. Not only you have to make it, you also have to make an accurate throw if you're an infielder.
Yeah, ask Matt Williams the other night in Cincinnati. A throw off the bag, extra innings, and the Reds beat the Giants on just such a play. High chopper. Elster has to wait for it. Plenty of time, though. And the Reds are gone into fourth. They leave a runner. First one they've stranded tonight. And after 3.5, the Mets lead 2-0. Reds in first place in the West. Mets about to take over first in the East. And they win and the Pirates lose tonight. And that's a fair ball down the line from Howard Johnson. A ground rule double to lead off the fourth inning.
Gary on a pull hitter. It'll be interesting if he tries to take a shot and try to get Johnson to either home or third base with less than 2 outs.
Well, he did it 2 innings ago, Jim. After Johnson singled and stole second, he hit it the right center field.
Yeah, but that was a check swing. I mean, on purpose. I want something on purpose. I want to see if he can adapt his swing and go the other way.
He's got the count to work with here, and he goes that way. Fielded by Morris over to third with 1 out. Howard Johnson. Mackey Sasser with the infield in. And there's a long one to right field. Goodbye.
Does not happen often. Number 2 on the year. 88 1, 89 1, and in 1990, there it is, the second home run for Mackey Sasser.
Number 89 for the league leading Mets in that department. They've used the long ball tonight to score 3 of their 4. Bob Ojeda now has a big lead to work with as Kevin Elster bats.
Just a more relaxed environment, a more relaxed state when you go up to the plate, when you know that you're not going to be the only guy to drive in runs.
Yeah, but McReynolds has a good number of those homers. He's not in the lineup tonight. Off the end of the bat, a little line drive caught by the pitcher. 2 down. 0-2 pitch here. And the fastball punches him out. Rick Mahler with his first strikeout of the night, but he's touched for 2 on Sasser's homer, and the Mets lead by 4. Pretty good pickup, this guy. 11 starts since coming over from the American League. He's hit safely in all 11.
They got a base hit last night in a pinch hit roll.
This an easy pop-up right side, but is there room for Magadan? Plenty. 1 out. Little ground to right side. Jeffries to Magadan. 2 easy outs for Bob Ojeda. Duncan had a ribcage injury earlier. He was hitting .382 when injured and really struggled when he came back off the DL, but that's how he was swinging earlier. Extra bases to left center. Carry-on chases it to the wall. A 2-out double for Mariano Duncan.
Came up with the Dodgers as a shortstop. Played a lot of second base, and I talked to Tony Perez. Why was he hitting .382? He said just dropping his hands. Well, he had this big bat wrap, got away behind his head, and Tony said it just didn't work. Made his swing too long. But if you're around Tony Perez, boy, what a marvelous hitter he was. Playana warming up with the bullpen for the Reds.
He's the other right-hander besides Dibble out there. They have Tim Burgess from the left side along with Charlton and Myers. You don't hear a whole lot about those middle guys, though. Burgess and Leana.
Yeah, he's the guy that doesn't throw 100 miles per hour. That's a good way to phrase it.
Oliver singled to left center his initial time up. He's looking for the 2-out hit. Got that right eye bandaged that he had iced before. And Bob Ojeda had him way behind that one. 0-2.
Well, you see about 5 changeups the first time up, even though Oliver did single to left field. Then you say to yourself, well, I'm going to sit on that pitch. That's why you swing when the ball's already in the glove. He sets you up for that pitch.
And he throws one by Oliver. Strikeout number 6. The Reds strand their second runner, and halfway through the game, the Mets on top 4-0. Well hit to right field, but catchable for Braggs. to the track in right field, but Bragg's with plenty of room, and the Mets go 1-2-3, and that's the easiest inning for Rick Mahler tonight. On to the sixth. It's Bob Carpenter with Jim Palmer, and let's tell you what happened while you were away. The bases were empty with 2 outs, and Barry Larkin singled up the middle hard. Bobby Ojeda grateful that ball didn't go right through the pitching box, and with 1 on and 2 out, he had quite a battle, Jim Palmer, with Eric Davis, and on a 2-2 pitch, a high hard one struck him out for his 7th of the game.
Take a look at it. Second consecutive time. Eric Davis down on strikes. Pretty similar pitches. Before that, you were unable to see about 3 home run swings.
Earl Strawberry will be followed by Howard Johnson and Mark Carrion. And on the mound will be a 26-year-old right-hander, Tim Leana, originally drafted by the Reds from the Yankees organization back in December. 4 seasons in the Yanks organization, 3 as a starting pitcher. Switched to the bullpen last year and found good success. He had 17 saves to lead the Eastern League, but now the Reds have it.
We're going to have a double-A. Numbers real good. You talk to Lou Piniella, you talk to Stan Williams, you see what they like about not only the short men, the nasty boys, is they just have a lot of depth in this bullpen. And what Tim is going to try to do is hold the Mets right there. That's going to be a lot easier to try to talk about than to do as Strawberry leads it off. There at the 6th.
Well, he made the staff as a reliever, and right now the Reds need another starter. They will dip down into their AAA club in Nashville and bring up Scott Scudder, a highly thought-of prospect in their organization, with Jose Rijo going on the disabled list. But right now it's Leana against Strawberry, Johnson, and Carrion. Strawberry, last time he led off, the ball landed in the bullpen in deep right field for his 17th of the year. Popped up with a couple of men aboard in the 3rd. And he can't catch up with a breaking ball. And he's swinging well. There's not a ballpark left center anywhere that'll hold his job.
Well, a lot of people say he has not a slow bat, but a long swing. I had a chance to play with a guy with one of the longest swings, most valuable player in 1970, Booth Powell. So a lot of times when you have a long swing, he can get a little bit out of whack. But not lately. And if you want to ask Darryl to smile, just say, Jose Canseco, how much did he get? Darryl, a free agent after this season.
Down the line at first, Morris with the backhand to the bag himself, and 3 grounders for Leana. And now the Mets have gone 8 in a row since Sasser's homer, but lead by 4. Man, followed by Braggs and Morris against Bob Ojeda. 1 hopper. Howard Johnson, easy play, 1 out. Glenn Braggs with Billy Bates, who's now in the minors, came from the Brewers. And he rifles one up the middle, and now it's an even dozen he's hit safely in for his new ball club. Perez huddling with him over there. Bragg's mustache for the first couple of games with Lou Piniella's Reds, and then after he shaved, he really went crazy. 4 hits on June 13th after he got clean shaven like the rest of his teammates.
A lot of potential in Glenn Braggs. The Brewers with Greg Vaughn feel that he was dispensable and needed pitching.
Look at the good ball clubs. They make intelligent deals to pick up role players and some starting players. There's Todd Benzinger in between Chris Sabo and Eric Davis. Benzinger out of the lineup tonight. But there's Morris, another guy at the plate. They picked him up for Tim Leary from the Yanks. And he was an International League batting champ a year ago with a .326 season at Columbus when he hit 17 and drove home 66. But like a lot of young prospects in the other part of town north of here, a little trouble sticking with the big club with the Columbus to New York shuttle operating.
I got to think that maybe, just maybe, they could have found a place to play this young man.
You would think so. Into left center, over to get it, and in is Keith Miller for the 2nd out. Chopper right side, it'll sneak through as Jeffries can't get it. And for the first time tonight, the Reds put 2 hits together in an inning. They had single hits in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
You've got to hold them on. And And this is why Duncan, I told you earlier, hitting .382 earlier in the year, just hitting the ball where it's pitched. That's just a routine grounder. The second baseman playing up the middle. Nobody there, nobody home.
Down by 4, the Reds desperately need a 2-out hit to change the complexion of this game.
Oliver with 5 home runs. Can drive the ball though.
Boy, Ojeda has really worked well against him. With a man at second and 2 outs 2 innings ago, he fanned him, and now he's got him 2-2.
Tony Perez, what's the matter with Joe Oliver? He said he's young, he's inexperienced, and he's impatient.
Not a good combination against a pitcher like this.
Yeah, well, because Ojeda doesn't want to throw a strike. We'll see what he wants to do. Just off the corner. There it is.
Might have even been well off the corner, but it's strikeout number 8 for Ojeda. 7th inning stretch time at Shea. They're going crazy. Hits are even at 6. Mets have been retired 8 in a row since this man homered in the 4th inning. Up the middle. To his left, Larkin on the run. A couple of easy grounders. 5 consecutive ground ball outs by Leana. Base hit left field. He adds to that 100 average. That one's for you, partner.
That's right.
Aaron Gregg getting ready in case Ojeda is going to steal second here with 2 outs.
Again, just a perfect portrayal of a hitter. I mean, look at him, just wait, and then just ping it to left field.
Top of the order, a bunt tipped by Miller, and that one got Joe Oliver. Trainer Larry Starr out to see him. Oliver and Reed, the Reds catchers.
Jeff Reed saying, glad it's Joe's night to catch.
Up the middle, easily to Duncan. He goes the short way to Larkin, 4-6. The Mets leave a runner. Top of the 8th, the pinch hitter, Luis Quinones for the Reds, as Tim Leana is finished after a couple of scoreless innings. There's a young man who's been around quite a bit. 6 organizations in the decade of the 80s he has played for.
7 for 15 as a pinch hitter. Last year saw him hit 2 home runs here in a start.
Left center field, on to lead off the 8th inning.
So an even 500 for Luis. Now 8 hits in 16 at bats.
And if he puts this man aboard, Eric Davis represents the potential tying run in the on-deck circle, with Larkin batting next. But way outside, 2 on, nobody out. Barry Larkin is up. Singled his last time up. He's been on base a couple of times, has swiped the base. There's the grounder he needed. Ojeda to Elster, over to Magadan, 1-6-3. But Eric Davis can't hurt him that badly now. He can only cut the lead in half.
2-run shot last night. 2-0, you're pretty much in a position where you have to challenge Eric Davis. You're going to see a good swing unless he makes a perfect pitch.
Ripped into left field, and Cincinnati is on the board. Quinones scores RBI number 33 for Eric Davis, and it's 4-1.
Well, you can bet the ranch on a 2-0 pitch with a control pitcher like Ojeda is going to throw a strike. A home run hitter that's been hot like Eric Davis is going to really come off his shoes to get a good swing, and he did.
Reds have now hit the Mets 8-7. And in the 8th inning, it might be time to sit one of them down, start thinking about John Franco again. There's a base hit to left center. Davis will make the turn and motor over to third base. Miller returns it in, and now the tying run will come to the plate. With power, Glenn Braggs will step up as Sabo has his first hit of the night. And on deck, Hal Morris, a left-handed swinger.
They come to their feet here for the strikeout, but Ojeda will take any kind of out.
to the shortstop. Elster got a nice big hop, and the Mets are out of it in the 8th. Reds get a run on 2 hits. They strand a couple. They've left 7, and it's still 4-1 New York. Rob Dibble on the mound.
Yeah, just the guy you want to face in a rainstorm. 68 strikeouts in 43 innings. Last year, 99 innings, struck out 141. Does not give up a lot of hits. A 100-mile-per-hour fastball on occasion and a hard slider. You better gear it up if you're a hitter. I mean, this will be a good test. Magadan has just been, so hot at one point. The 11-game hitting streak, he was 22 for his last 43. We'll see if he can catch up with some of this high heat.
Magadan takes it to left field, but right at Billy Hatcher. Pulling the ball, Jeffries hit it right side to Duncan, 2 down. 6 of his 7 deliveries over 90. He's hit 96 twice already, and this is a great matchup. Dibble and Strawberry. If Strawberry hits one on the sweet spot, it's frightening to think how far the ball might go.
I don't think this is really a good matchup in the sense that Strawberry, again, a long swing. I mean, he is not as good a fastball hitter, in my opinion, as he is a breaking ball hitter. You throw Darryl Strawberry a slider, which, Dibble throwing 97, 98 with his fastball. His slider would probably be in the low 90s. He got a better chance of trying to catch up with that than a good, hard fastball.
0-2. Didn't take long.
Just playing catch with the catcher.
Dibble, a 1-2-3 inning. The Reds need 3 to tie as we go to the 9th. And the Cincinnati Reds, though they've out-hit the Mets by 2, trail by 3. Al Morris, Mariano Duncan, and Joe Oliver, the scheduled hitters against Bob Ojeda in quest of his first complete game of the year. Breaking ball on 1 and 2, hit to Jeffries. Well, it looks like the Pirates in about 45 minutes will head for the batter's box at Candlestick Park against Trevor Wilson, knowing they have to win to stay atop the National League East. And Jim, it's been a quick turnaround in that division over the last 3 weeks. Ojeda can't reach it. Jeffries can. No play. And to hold him to a base as the ball missed going into the dugout. You have to think that'll be a hit for Duncan. Looked like he was beyond the bag when the ball got there anyway. So it's a 3-hit night for Mariano Duncan. Bob Ojeda will lead to a standing O at Shea. Right-hander Jeff Innes in relief of Bobby Ojeda.
Kind of a sidewinder. You don't see too many of those at the major league level. Terry Leach, a former Met, now with Kansas City. But he earned his stripes by his performance in Tidewater early in the year. 4-0, an 0.64 ERA. So Cincinnati, Ken Griffey Sr. specifically, will see somebody that you don't normally see. A guy that throws from an arm position. That's a rarity in the major leagues. And it's not overpowering. It's just going to sink the ball and throw you a little breaking ball.
Well, Griffey and Quinones are the Reds' 2 best pinch hitters. Quinones 6 RBIs, and Griffey is 5 of 19 with 3 runs batted in as a pinch hitter. Those his overall numbers. And you remember we told you earlier that O'Neill is hitting 9th, so 2 good left-handed hitters for Innes to battle here in the 9th inning. Griffey with a drive to right field. Strawberry retreating to the track, and he's got it.
Bob, I thought that ball was history. Wind blowing from left to right. Maybe Griffey got it on the end of the bat, but he had a home run swing, and off the bat, it looked like it was going to be 4-3. You can tell right here if he got it flush. He had to reach for it with one hand. Trajectory looking like it's going to go. Just died just short of the wall.
About 360 feet away, and now O'Neill is the hitter. Suddenly, a gale storm comes blowing into the horseshoe that is Shea Stadium. It'll be tough to hit one out now, unless you pull it right down the line. There's a shot to left center. Around to third goes Duncan. The ball is fumbled, and that'll enable the hitter to get to second base.
O'Neill must have heard you, Bob, because he says, hey, let's not pull it, even though the wind is blowing out to right. 4-1, that run does not mean that much. The run that means something is Billy Hatcher at home plate.
They've ruled it a two-base hit rather than an error.
Very generous.
Yeah, they must have figured the wind blew something into Keith Miller's eye. Or
how do they know that? Like that? How do they know that, Bob?
They must. But look at the flag now. Hanging limp all night long. Wrappers all over the place. And the wind is blowing in from left center. It's like candlestick here over the last 2 minutes. Billy Hatcher, the hitter. Dave Stewart, by the way, has completed 8 innings in Toronto with the no-hitter still intact. Hatcher was reaching, and it's back upstairs, 0-2. The Mets are a strike away from a possible first-place tie. The easiest way for him is to get a out here would be somebody to hit a ground ball. With the wind doing this, I'm not sure you want it up in the air. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And he throws it away, making it 4-2. A potential third run is over at third base now. Wild pitch is ruled.
Just held on to it a little bit too long. That's the most simplistic way of explaining it. If you stood on the bench, you'd say that was an awful release point.
Little chopper. Hatcher's got speed. The throw by Sasser got him. The Reds out hit the Mets 11-7, but lose 4-2. For Jim Palmer, Bob Carpenter from Shea Stadium. Back to our Baseball Tonight studio. Here's John Saunders.
Thanks a lot, Bob and Jim. 4-2 is now the final. The New York Mets now just a half game behind the Pittsburgh Pirates. Should the Pirates lose at San Francisco, the Mets will have moved into a tie for first place. They've won 18 of their last 20 games, 11 straight. This is the 4th time in team history that the Mets have won 11 straight. That is a team high. Twice before when it happened, in 1969 and 1986, they went on to win the World Series, so the Mets are on a roll. But something else we have to report. We have an outstanding game going on in Toronto. The Oakland A's and the Toronto Blue Jays. Dave Stewart has a no-hitter, and he will take that into the 9th inning, a no-hitter through 8, where he will face, scheduled to bat, Manny Lee, Mookie Wilson, and Junior Felix, all switch hitters. We will take you there in a moment's time. Dave